Hello and welcome back to Boxing Social in association with Betfred. My name is Ayman Khan and I'm joined today by rising Irish prospect Aaron, the silencer McKenna. Aaron, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm feeling great. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, not too bad myself. All the better for speaking to you. Aaron, we've got some news for you that you're looking to share, but we'll get to that in a moment. Let's rewind quickly. First of all, I got the pleasure of seeing you back in your last fight against Gogosevic at the Sky Dome in Coventry. That was 9 months out of the ring before you eventually got back in there last time with your opponent. It must have been nice to get the ball rolling again and getting back into the ring.
Yeah, it felt so good being back in that ring again after being not fighting for 9 months. So very happy to get in there. I've been training all year round, and for that moment, it's great to see things picking up for me now, and I'll be keeping the momentum going, and I'll be getting a lot of fights now, and I'll be very active in the next few months.
You went the distance in that fight, but you knocked down your opponent multiple times on the way to the victory. Everyone, obviously, when it comes to the early stages of the career, they want those knockouts, they want to keep the streak going, keep that momentum and that ball rolling in that sort of sense. But was it nice to get those rounds and get the experience as well too?
Yeah, it's good to get the rounds and experience. And he was a tough guy. He took a lot of good shots, but I'm just happy that I was back in, and it's good to get the fights now again. And I want to push on from that. And every fight from here is like a small step up. And the next fight now, it's for a WBC Youth World Title.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really looking forward to this one, and can't wait to get in there again and let my hands go.
So you obviously had that fight, a couple of fights on with Mick Hennessey, but you've made the switch promotionally and signed a long-term deal with Mick. What is it about Mick, and how did this move kind of come about?
Yeah, well, we're good friends with Mick, so we are, and my brother Stephen signed with Mick last year, and I was on a couple of Hennessey shows, and I seen the great job he was doing with my brother Stephen. He was doing a fantastic job, and the two shows I was on, I really liked it. I liked it a lot, and fighting on Channel 5 as well, I got a lot of exposure from that and a lot of new following. So it was a no-brainer for me to join up with Mick. He's a really great guy, and I have total belief in him that he can make me world champion.
Yeah, I mean, Mick's been in the game a long time. Is part of you signing with Mick the kind of knack that Mick kind of has in spotting talent and nurturing talent to get to the highest point that they can get in? He's kind of got a good track record in terms of doing that for young talents like yourself.
Yeah, he definitely knows what he's doing. He did a great job with Carl Froch and Tyson Fury, and now I'm with him, and I trust Mick a lot, and I know he can make me world champion. I'm in the best place possible with him.
I suppose the competition between you and Stevie heats up a little bit more now. You both have shared the same bill. You're both now tied to the same promotion too. You both will probably want to convince Mick that either of you is the bigger star of the two now, right?
Yeah, that's it. We'll probably both be on the same cards now a lot, and we'll be fighting for that main spot. But we're both two exciting fighters, and we love to put on a show for everyone. And you got to entertain in this game, and that's what we want to do. Every fight for us is like a world title fight. We train so hard for it. We're 100% focused and dedicated, and we want to become world champions.
Yeah, you also mentioned the platform that Mick Hennessey has as well. He's got the deal with Channel 5. Fights have been broadcast on free terrestrial TV, not behind any sort of paywall. That must be, again, another reason as to why that you've looked to kind of make that move over too.
Yeah, it's brilliant. Fighting on free TV, terrestrial TV is unbelievable. Like you couldn't beat it. It's the best possible way to get out there. Like them fights I had in Channel 5, they were getting over 1.5 million viewers. So to be fighting in front of an audience like that as well will push me on up the ladder and get me a bigger following. It's great to get these opportunities.
And your next opportunity comes up Saturday, 13th November, against Adam Beaker, I believe it is, for that WBC Youth Title that you mentioned earlier. Adam has knockouts on the record, albeit against less opposition, but a new challenge that kind of presents itself on the way to hopefully you, from your perspective, capturing that WBC Youth Title?
Yeah, it's a new challenge for me. I'm really looking forward to this one. He's a tall guy, long and rangy, and yeah, as he said, he's a lot of knockouts. I'm really looking forward to this one, and I'm not taking any opponent lightly. I'm in there to take care of business and win that WBC Youth World Title.
What does that do for you? Obviously, not overlooking your opponent in any sort of sense, but if you capture that the WBC Youth Title, where do you believe that will put you after you get that title in your hands?
Yeah, it's a great belt to win. So it is. A lot of world champions now, like Canelo, Danny Garcia, and Timothy Bradley, they won the WBC Youth World Title as well, and look how far they went. They went on to become world champions. So it's kind of like a stepping stone towards a world title for me. And also, I don't even think any male fighter in Ireland has won it yet, so I'm not too sure on that. But it's a really nice belt to win, and I can't wait for the fight night.
I've noticed something between both you and Stevie in terms of being around you and speaking to you both, doing interviews with you. Stevie's a bit more kind of outspoken, whereas you're a bit more kind of reserved type of character. We've seen Stevie kind of calling out Conor Benn, like I mentioned, you being a bit more reserved in that sense. Is there a fighter that you are kind of looking to target, that you kind of want to be in the ring with, not as soon as possible, but down the line in your division that you're looking to kind of get in the ring with?
Yeah, anyone. I want any world champion out there. Jamie Munguia, he's at 160. I'd like to fight with him, and in this game as well, I'd like to fight Canelo. So in a couple of years, once I'm a super middleweight, it won't be too long, I'd say, until I'm that weight. In this game, if you want to be the best, you've got to beat the best. And Canelo will probably go down as one of the greatest fighters ever. So I want to get a fight with him in a couple of years.
You mentioned Canelo, albeit this interview might go out after the Undisputed Clash as a finished, but let me get your take on who do you believe emerges the winner between Canelo and Caleb Plant?
I think Canelo will stop him late, anytime after the 7th or 8th round. I think Plant will put up a good fight for the first few rounds when he's moving, but Canelo will start setting him up in the later rounds and get him.
Aaron, you mentioned your ambitions there of wanting to fight Canelo, but taking yourself outside of the equation for the moment, is there any fighter right now that you believe can get anywhere near what Canelo Alvarez is doing right now? We saw Golovkin test him to a degree, Bilger Saunders did too, but is there a fighter right now that you think can kind of give Canelo that, new test, that new challenge?
I don't know. I think if he moves up again to 175, maybe someone there can cause him, but I can't really see it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Fought Billy Joe, he's fighting Plant now, and this one's for all the belts, so it's difficult to see anyone getting past him, isn't it?
Yeah, no, completely agree with you. Let's bring this back to you. You've been fighting out in America. You're looking to establish yourself there with the promotional deal. Are you still looking to kind of get yourself back over to America as well?
No, I'll be full-time fighting now and over here on this side of the pond, Mick Hennessey, and then you never know if I get a world title opportunity, and wherever it is, I'll take it with both hands.
How far away do you think you are from that world title opportunity? I mean, you're young, you're ambitious, but are you grounded in the sense that you think it'll be a number of years, or do you really want it like as soon as possible?
Yeah, I'd fight for a world title in the morning if I got the chance, but you just got to take each fight as it comes. I'm not looking past my next fight. I've got to get that one out of the way. But in my head, I'd like to fight for world title within 18 months if I got the opportunity. And after this belt, I'd like to fight for a European belt to get me up the rankings really high and just keep going from there.
Love the ambition. It's Edinburgh next, though, on the 13th of November. For people watching that fight, for people who are looking to get tickets as well, what can they expect to see from you in the ring on that night?
Yeah, make sure everyone you tune in and see me in action. This is going to be a great fight. It's a new challenge for me, fighting a guy with only 1 defeat and 10 wins with a high KO ratio. It's going to be an exciting night. Make sure you tune in to Channel 5 and watch me fight for the WBC Youth World Title.